You see, first of all, this whole discussion this morning on this economy emanates from the topic that IMF has given us some tranche of the money that we had agreed to. Some 370. In fact, it's actually 367.
Right.
After, and we now left with the last tranche of, money that we'll be receiving from IMF. Don't forget that we have about 3 billion, and now about 2-point-something million is giving us. I think we had the last tranche or two. But my first problem is, and I've made this comment over and over again, from the 60s, since we attained independence, Ghana started going to the IMF. From the 60s, we started with Kwame Nkrumah's government, ran through all the military governments, okay, till the fourth Republican Constitution. We've always rushed to the Bretton Woods institutions for assistance. And the question I ask is, how prudent has been our management of the economy from that time till date? You see, the last end of my brother's contribution renders our economy an entity gasping for breath in terms of finance. In the course of his contribution, you asked him a very profound question. Now look, if you say the economy is doing well now, isn't it as a result of you not embarking on capital expenditure? And you gave example of the road ministry and how much has been injected to go there. That is a good one. I am told that the debt to pay a loan for contracts to end or to finish is around 21 billion for the whole sector. It will peanut to give them 4 billion out of 21 billion. It's peanut. And I have no wonder the road minister says that as like Oliver Twist, they are still asking for more. It means that the finance minister is actually inundated with calls from all agencies and ministries, also looking for monies to operationalize. You see, that is why I always refer to your interview with Seth Terkper, when he says, look, let's tread cautiously. Let's not seek to ejaculate faster. Because it's early in the morning, but this has nothing to do with conjugal matters. I'm just talking about, economic ejaculation. Let's not seek to ejaculate matter faster.
You've just returned from Riyadh, my brother.
Close to matter. This is not conjugal matters. I'm talking about economic masturbation.
Yeah, but I'm just giving you
let's not
warning.
metaphorically pre-ejaculate. Engage in premature ejaculation.
Okay, that's okay.
That's the point.
Let's
metaphorical.
The words of
metaphorical.
Whatever he is, good morning, and belated birthday.
There are a lot of economic terms you could have used.
I am saying that Seth Terkper cautions. I am an advisor to you. Let's not jubilate so fast. Let's not say we are doing so well. It's early days yet. But Professor disagrees with him. My associate professor here disagrees with him. He says we are doing well. We inherited a heated economy. That's how you describe it. Heated economy.
It was not heated.
No, you said you did. Oh, please. You see, I was very quiet just to listen to your lectures. And out of your lectures, I'm also trying to tell you what I learned and seek clarification so you can note down and then inform. You say you inherited a heated economy. Yeah. An economy that's so bad that 7 months down the line, you are able now to tame the Forex market. You are able now to pay workers when we saw nurses at least going on strike. And your argument was that you have no money. The budget is over. I sat here with a member of parliament. He said, we are pleading with you. There's no money. But the man says, we are doing well. Not too long ago, teachers had to picket at GS. You send policemen to whip them off. You have no money. Yet you say the economy is doing so well. We should be happy. Sometimes I struggle to distinguish between honesty and dishonesty. Honestly. The same people say 7 months. What we couldn't do in 8 years, they have done it. The same people say go and whip teachers to drive them away. Tell nurses we don't have money to pay. The same people say we have no money to give to road ministry, we have only 4 billion. Other ministers, look, let me tell you, the information I have, most ministries are starving. That is why you don't have to rush. When you start with your capital expenditure, you cannot manage the Forex. You see, he said something. He said the Abochi, the Bank of Ghana can have the rates, but Abochi has the dollar. And that is true.
That's not what I said.
Epigrammatically, you didn't say it, but I'm putting it in a grammatical way.
Yes.
That a Bank of Ghana can have the rate, Abochi will have the dollar. Because you asked him what constitutes the vast difference between Bank of Ghana rates and the real sector. Very good question you asked. My brother went round, and alluded to the fact that a lot of processes, administrative and whatever. What administrative? Illegality is an illegality. How did the money get to a place and it's administrative? No. We are in a country.
He didn't talk about it. He said.
No, he mentioned administration. I keenly listened to him.
No, he also said.
And I was noting down.
Yes, but administration was with interbanks and Forex bureaus and what have you.
The
When I told you,
the question is, how did Abochi get the dollar?
It's the margins that they add.
Abochi is not supposed to even get dollar. How did Abochi get the dollar? It's controlled by the central bank. Central bank now move it to the commercial banks. Yes. Commercial banks are supposed to identify needy people of this Forex to give to them. Yes. But how does Abochi control it? The arbitrage I spoke about the last time. That's what is happening. That there's connivance in the system, that banks are working with people outside who are actually not even the people needing the dollar, but they give it to them and get some money. Look, that's what is happening.
But it's more complex than that.
It's more complex, even more than that. But
do you know there are people who cross border
in order not to even
with dollar?
Yeah.
Or there are people who come to Ghana here to buy.
I know, and take it out. That's the arbitrage. I'm talking about they do a lot of things there.
Yes.
You understand?
No, I mean, I don't want the impression to be created as
I am saying, don't be too quick. What you inherited, IMF and the rating agencies told you earlier, S&P told you, say, look, the gold for oil program that Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, when he was vice president to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and they adopted a policy that, look, let's see how we can shore up our reserves. It's what S&P told us that had contributed to our growth, to sustaining the Forex market. It is not your effort. It's not your effort. Because you had just come. And you had to run on the 3 months first budget that we gave you. Amin Anta left you. And based on that, you were able to get the Forex to cushion. Bear in mind, the capital expenditure you spoke about has not come in. Your budget hadn't even come in. Even now, look, a lot of issues will come. And if you are not careful, you will end up saying a different thing again tomorrow. Now, on the economy, still on the Women Development Bank, which he mentioned, I am happy that the women of this country are going to be assisted. And it's a very great, move. Because if you look at the poverty rate on the ground and how our mothers suffer, I was taken care of by a very poor woman who had to sell cocoa and kose to take care of me to school. My mother. She's very old now. Okay? So I can appreciate how we, from the poor background, really suffer to get to where we are. You get what I mean? So if a government says, look, we have a policy that is going to be tailored towards developing women, I could not have agreed more with them.
Okay.
However, it's problematic. That is why I asked him, whether 50 million Ghana cedis that you had earmarked in your budget for such a very important and lofty policy was enough. I like Prof's honesty. He said, look, my brother, this is not at all. This cannot establish a bank. What for? He said for preparatory moves. That's why I sarcastically said, or was it for drinking tea and, coffee? You remember when Dufour and Co came first, and that time was a drank tea for about 1.3 billion. That's why I was asking, some of these things, sometimes you are basis. That's why you ask. So I was asking to find out what the preparatory...
Kamal-Deen.
No, I'm just trying
Abdullahi.
to... What have I done? You are mentioning my name. So you see,
I like
it is a good one.
I'm just giving you fun.
It is a good one, but you see, I would have suggested to my brother, he's here, he's an economic advisor.
Yes.
We have NIB, I noted this here, we have NIB, we have CBG, on a serious note,
yes,
and other commercial banks. I thought instead of having a full-blown bank that will be dotted around the country with expenses, we could identify one commercial bank like, say, NIB, which we thought was struggling and not doing well, then inject capital into NIB. Then, of course, say that, look, this is a policy reason why we are injecting capital into you to find your feet. Then you would have a product that will be monitored from the Vice President Office, economic whatever, from the President Office, and they will see how our women can access financing. Instead of having a full-blown bank, in my view. You understand?
Why are you putting the cart before the horse?
I am saying, no, please, I have just suggested something. I mean, you have written in your this thing that you want to set up a bank. In your manifesto, you didn't say, I'm not setting the cart.
He says he's not convinced. You need a new bank.
You don't need, I'm not convinced.
Wait till we establish it.
We need a route. You could identify a route, a conduit, like NIB, like CBG. If CBG is doing well, fine, forget it. NIB is not doing too well. My good brother, who is the NIB managing director, that my good friend.
Oh, the Gonja man.
My very good brother. I mean, Delura,
yeah.
Very good friend.
Yes.
You know, so you could assist in that regard. We could also use Exim Bank. Exim Bank is an area. If, of course, maybe for their core mandate and whatever, needs some tracking and whatever, if it's difficult, just use your commercial bank. And then explain to the women of this country that through here, there's this product. We have to make sure that every branch in every region, this woman will be satisfied. That woman will do that. We'll be able to reach out to the people. But to have a bank, now preparatory stage alone is going to drink tea is 15 million. And after that, you now have to do what we call physical infrastructure.
What is it with drinking tea that you have a problem?
Preparatory. It's part of preparation.
No, but have I not corrected him that, nobody's
but we came and they give us tea.
Yeah.
You can't go to meeting without drinking tea.
Yes.
And that tea is part of the...
Well, we have been having meetings without tea. We have been having meetings without tea, Kamal. We have been having meetings without tea.
I know that I can tell
so I'm telling you for a fact.
So, you see...
This morning, look how you are sweating. When you try to be mischievous. I mean, look at how he's sweating just in the name of mischief. In the name of mischief.
So I think
he has a problem with the fact that
yes, you honestly.
Is that drink water?
Yeah. No, preparation is part
of it.
And
the good thing is that nobody drinks tea.
Let's get serious. So I think that the economy for me, not much to be said.
Okay.
However, if it is good for Ghana, it's good for all of us. We pray we do better.
Okay.
But if you look at the way things are going now, when workers are complaining, Tewu, I'm told, are also going to declare strike. Tewu is also in the offing because they also want better conditions of service. You see, other areas will come on board. So when you quickly come out to say you are doing well, that's because the dollar has come down. And let me tell you, he mentioned the fuel sector. That today when you drive, you go and buy fuel cheap. I was sitting on board bus, and I saw how NPA was working with us in terms of fuel pricing. The UPPF that we're talking about.
Then you are really sorted out. I didn't know you were on the board of bus.
The UPPF and all this that we're talking about, and the bus margins that we're talking about, all constitutes the pricing for fuel. Aside that, what is the major component of the pricing of fuel price builder is the Forex market.
Right.
When you have your Forex coming down, clearly, you will have automatic fuel prices coming down, irrespective of which government is in power. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you may credit yourself with managing the Forex or ensuring that the Forex is down, but don't tell us that there is anything that has changed in the energy sector. Okay. In any case, you were seeking to even tax us more. As a result of the enjoyment, you're seeking to bring what we call doomsday levy. But for God, force measure coming and Israel and Iran coming for you to step a break. But I would have paid 1 CD to a letter every day. So you see, again, don't gloat so fast.
Okay. We're not gloating.
Don't gloat so fast.
We're not gloating. Are we fake?
Don't gloat so fast.
No, are we fake?
We saw it.
No, are
in
we
2017,
fake?
When we came, Abosoka people were saying, hey, the best economy. All of us were held the best economy until COVID, bang, 2020. And we started nose diving.